Hello everyone, welcome back to the Addicted Bookworm. Okay, so this is actually going to be my second video for today, and then later on today you'll get that one video about what I would like to see gone in 2026, which we do every year and it never works, but we still like to talk about it. So this video is my reading goal for 2026, and what I'm hoping to hopefully do. So let's get to it. My reading goal for 2026 is unknown. And what I mean by that is I'm not going to be posting on Goodreads, this is how many books that I want to read in 2026. I want to be as low tech as possible, or like no tech as possible. So if I go and I pull out a analog book, or a real book, or a physical book, and I go and I sit down and I read it, I'm not going to post that I've started this book on Goodreads or on Fable or on Storygraph, none of those book tracking apps. I am just going to do what I used to do before all this stuff was even around. That's just sit down and read a book. I don't care about competing with people. I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want to go back to how I used to do things, and that is to just read a book. Just take my time. Enjoy the book. You know, I'm not competing. I'm not trying to beat somebody in Milwaukee or somebody in Florida, which is on the up and up when it comes to Florida. None of that stuff. I absolutely do not want to take part in. And if I am reading a book that I got on Kindle, I am disengaging the thing where I have Goodreads record how where I'm at, because I don't care. I absolutely don't care. I'm actually going to go in my system and see if I can disable Goodreads, because I don't want my books progress to be tracked by Goodreads. I just want to sit there and read a book. Even if it's just an ebook, I just want to sit down and read the book. I don't care about I've read a chapter, because here's the thing, and this is the thing that really pisses me off about people, is they go and they will actually go on the internet and they will say, if you've read 100 books in a single year, you must not have a life, or you must not have this going on in your life. What other hobbies do you got? And I'm like, it has become literally a pointing an accusation that, no, there's no way you could have read 100 books. Do you know there's 365 days in the year? Obviously, you were not taught that in school. So, I'm getting away from that. I'm used to just sitting down and reading a book. Tracking my book progress, tracking how many books I've read, has really diverted me away from what I love to do, and that is to read a book. I love reading books. I don't like it when it becomes a performative art. So if I read 50 books in next year, I read 50 books next year. I really don't care. Now, for people that this matters, I will write down how many books I've read in a single year. Because there's people out there that somehow, some way, they love being in my own business and want to know, how many books did you read? What I'm actually going to do, as far as like my ebooks are concerned, is that if I start a book, first of all, I'm not going to count how many chapters are in the book. I'm not. What I am going to do is just sit down and read the book. And if I read a chapter a day, fine. If I read 2 or 3 chapters a day, that's totally fine. I'm not in it to compete with anyone, as I said before. I don't care if you guys have read 400 books in a single year. I know I'm up to 424 books. There are people that actually care about that stuff. I just found the whole thing to be so counterproductive, because I remember the only people that cared about how many books you read were your teachers. It's like, hey, little Johnny read 5 books this year. That was the only people that actually cared, and that was because they were paid to care. If they weren't being paid to care, they wouldn't care. But I just get tired of it. There's just literally all I see is like, oh, I read 85 books this year, but my goal was 180 books or 190 books, and oh my god, I didn't reach my goal. I did this in a video. It was not good. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it being a performative art. I'm tired of being in competition. I feel like that we should be, as a collective whole, due to the sheer number of people that no longer read, that we should be proud that there is still a segment of the community that actually believes in doing this. Why are we putting people down because they didn't read as many books as I did? Or, oh my god, you read all those books, how did you do it? I will say, you know how I read as many books as I do? I have something called a day off, and I will spend the entire day reading a book or reading a couple books. I don't care. I get up at like 3 in the morning and I spend a solid hour reading a book. So yes, I do find a way to read books. But this competition bullshit, we should not be turning this into a sport. This is not the Olympics. Nobody's going for the gold medal, okay? Nobody's going for the gold medal. I don't care. I don't care at all. And then, of course, I am getting so sick and tired of people going, well, I don't really want to read, so I'm going to have this app that will scan the whole thing using AI. And I'm like, oh, save me from AI, please. Even my brother doesn't like AI. And just, no. Stop it with the AI. Just sit down and read a freaking book. Anyways, so I'm not doing any kind of reading challenges. I'm not doing any kind of reading anything. I just want to sit down and read the books that I like. I'm definitely going to tackle my physical books in 2026. I'm going to take them one at a time. So I see there's a couple books over there that have their things facing me, the pages facing me. I'm tackling those books. So like, those are actually going to be the first books that I'm tackling when we go to January 1st. Heck, I'm going to have this book read by either tomorrow, like today or tomorrow. I got this book from the library that I'm going to get read by the end of the week. So I'm going to do that, and as I said, I'm going to take each one of these books and I am going to just read them, and at the end of when I'm done reading the book, then I'll do a review. So I'm hoping to get all of my mystery books that I have over there read at least by June, and then I can start focusing on my horror / thrillers, and yeah, and also, maybe get rid of like 8 books off of my Nook. So anyways, so for people that have reading goals, I do hope that you do well on them next year. I'm dropping out of the whole thing. I just feel like that I'm a dog doing a trick, and I do not want to do that anymore. So, yeah. Alrighty, so I am going to end it here, and I will see you guys in the next video.